Want to know something? Are you crocheting the best mittens you could possibly crochet? Are you staring at the window at a ladybug? Or are you annoying your family with random theories about fun fanfics that you found online? Well, you're probably in the right place. This is not enough questions. If you end up liking what you hear, tell a friend or leave a review.
Yeah, I know you didn't pick the question this time and you just decided to join. I think I told you the question before, but for everyone else, the question is, if you can stop DNA from changing, would that be the first step to becoming immortal?
All right. Do you want me to start with my answer?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. What
Start
you got? What you got?
I mean, I just want to say this, and it's Black History Month, and I don't know if this correlates, but Tyler, let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
They need to hear this. So I just want to say, as much as white people have edited, messed with, tested on Black people's DNA and all that, they still haven't figured out immortality. So I'm going to have to go. I'm just saying.
That's true, though.
Like, some of the white people are evil. Like, we know this. I'm going to be very with you. Like, this is very true. The closest white people have gotten to some sort of immortality, I'm not just talking about the human race in general, is from that woman's blood cells or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
That's the closest probably it's going to get to me anyway. Because it's just like, yeah, you can alter DNA and do these things, but just because it doesn't mean the life thing is going to last any longer unless you have someone from point, like maybe who's a test tube baby, who's proven that they can't age past 25. You know what I'm saying?
They hiding it though? Like how that one man got Kurt. Wait, hold on. What I'm about
Take time.
Because you said that one man, and I immediately thought of the one dude from TMNT animated movie.
Was it Magic Johnson?
You talking about the man with the sauce?
Who?
You talking about Magic Johnson?
Oh, I guess so.
That's the man with the sauce.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but he got cured from AIDS, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And like nobody else has been, or are we just keeping that story going and people have been? Like, what is the case with that? Like,
well, to be fair, I'm gonna be very rich right now. Not everybody got Magic Johnson money.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Maybe they got it hidden behind like lock and key and payment. They paywall immortality.
I can see that.
Man, I can only imagine the founder of you saying, I have to give it $100.
You know how like when you're not in a certain tax bracket, they don't tell you about things. Like that's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they're hiding it. It's fine. I'm cool though. But
they said some of them want this. I don't think so.
But I do think if we were able to stop DNA from changing, I think it would be a first step to immortality, because there's two microscopic like creatures or whatever that basically live from everything. I know one's called like the TARDIS or something.
And the other one is a cockroach.
Well, a cockroach is just a cockroach. Like that they do whatever.
Cockroaches go live forever. What are you laughing at, Keyshawn?
Why are you pointing me out for? What I do?
But I think the other thing was like it's a sea creature of some kind. It's like a jellyfish or something where like it gets old and then it reverses its age or something. I feel like if those two things can do it. Oh yeah, and with the TARDIS, it basically lives on anything. It lives like near absolute zero in space, nuclear war, like shot point blank with a bullet, like doesn't need water for like 27 years, like crazy things like this. Yeah, crazy things like this. But again, it's microscopic.
Well, wouldn't another step to like, I think DNA, I think that actually, now that you phrase it like that, I think there is a possibility. But I think the only way we can do that, it wouldn't be through finding out through humans. It would have to be through
Animals.
Yeah.
Animals, yeah.
My first thing would be turtles.
Turtles
live for a long time, I'm pretty sure. Like land turtles live like for 100 years or whatever. You gotta start small before you try to live forever.
Oh yeah.
They definitely do. Yeah.
So I feel like that'll be the first thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather be a half turtle than a half cockroach. Listen, I've seen the fly.
This is the second time we brought it back to turtles.
It's because it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That's what you think about.
That's what I'm thinking about. I promise you that much.
Come on, man. Who wouldn't want to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Come on now. Let's be real.
Look.
No, the only problem with that is I just have a problem because I feel like they're gonna be somebody who sees me who's half turtle. Like I'm gonna be half turtle, and they're like, "Oh Lord, there go a snapping turtle." I don't need nobody to do that to me.
Could you imagine getting called out by like what kind of turtle you are? They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, he just called me a snapping turtle."
That's a box turtle right there. I think that's the name of a turtle.
I don't even know the names of turtles, y'all. I'm so far. Listen. This is the part that gives me canceled. I don't even be watching like Animal Planet and stuff like that. Like I'm so far removed
that's not
from
gonna
it.
get you canceled.
Is it Animal Planet or is it the History Channel that's now talking about like aliens in Super
The History Channel talks about aliens, I think.
Oh yeah, because they probably ran out of history, so I guess you have to start making things up.
Well, technically, if you think about all the cornfields that they left patterns in, it's history.
Let me tell you, talk about cornfields.
I don't know nothing about that. Okay. Oh gosh.
But what about you, Tyler? What about you? Do you think we get immortality changing DNA or whatever?
I'm not doing immortality. There's too much living for me. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
No. Because I'm sorry, like at a certain point, especially if like you're the first one, who living with you? And definitely not anybody that you know.
True. You need the Hancock effect. You need the love buddy system.
Something. Like I'm gonna need something because I'm like, it's just me and I'm watching everybody else grow and age. I would probably just do like nothing. I just kind of like exist. I'd be like a traveling, I don't even know. I'd just be a traveling nomad. I wouldn't have nothing in my name. Just a backpack. Every once in a while, I would take over a country, become the main monarch, descend and fall. They think I done killed me, but really I'm just a nomad again till I want to do something else.
Until you just get bored.
Until I get bored enough that I'm like, it's been enough centuries. They're probably like, oh, that's some history book person that's never going to exist again. And then boom, I pop up, do something else. Because why not?
What is that movie called? The Old Guard? I'll probably do something like that. But honestly, being immortal is not.
Movie?
It's on Netflix. It's literally just about that, like these people who become immortal and they are basically heroes throughout history.
Oh, well, isn't that basically like Eternals?
To some degree, but Eternals were like gods who helped create things on Earth. And then they became regular people with 9-to-5 jobs.
With 9-to-5s is crazy.
I'm just saying, man.
Nah, see, immortality of I get to live eons and eons. No, that is beyond my mental capacity.
I thought you were gonna say yeah.
No, but you know, I already told people I'm gonna be around for 300 years. That's already a given. Like physically, not so much, but I'm gonna be around for at least 300 years, for sure.
That's crazy.
I like the way you talk.
I have a day dedicated to you. I feel that.
But immortality. If I had to live past 300 years, and here's the thing, though, right? If I'm still aging, like I'm still actively getting weaker, but just not dying, I'm like, what's the point? At this point, you can blow on me and break every bone in my body.
That's like vampire kind of things, right? Like where you're aging, but like it takes so long
forever
that it's basically like being immortal. And then at some point you, I guess, walk yourself into the sun when you want to end it all, but you know.
None of that. But if I can stay at a good for the first, couple centuries looking like I'm like 32 and then the next couple centuries I'm like 56, I'm like, I can work with that.
But honestly, like if you're immortal, would you not do? I feel like if I was immortal, I would definitely do things and people would be like, are you crazy? Like I would be like, I don't even know, working on a bomb squad or something. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, I'm immortal. I can do what I want. I live life on the edge.
You know what's kind of crazy? I thought about the quote. What was it? It's like, you're just a pet. I'm like, that would be a terrible way to.
And that leads me to another question. Like, how many lovers would you have? Okay, so if you're immortal, what is your lifeline for your relationships? Because they're gonna notice you're not getting really older. You get what I'm saying? So
you better fake your car accident.
I feel like it depends. It depends on how much I like. Like, you know, I would just have a whole bunch of flings. First of all, you don't want to catch but you would be the starter of super gonorrhea. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like too crazy. No, I'm serious.
No,
can you imagine walking around as an immortal with like gonorrhea the rest of your life? Like that would be some. You're the walking black plague.
You're the Walking Dead. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Wow.
Can I get in trouble for that? Can I get in trouble for saying that?
I don't know.
I feel like that'd be a great movie. I don't think that's been done before.
I don't think it wants to be done.
True.
I think it would be interesting if probably somebody has done that before with like a joke thing where they're like, I'm an immortal and now I'm just trying to figure out how many people I can like plow through. Like some people, I feel like A, it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
B, it depends on how relationship heavy you are. Cause I feel like all the things that we see normally with like people who are like immortal or whatever, they're always, oh, this is like my one true love of the century. And so you date them and watch them get old and they know that you can't get old. And they're just like, I've enjoyed my time with you. Then once they pass off, you wait like 10 years and find your next eternal love for the century, basically. That's just
you look just like this other person that I dated.
I'm like, that feels so down to me.
I'm not gonna lie, that's how you really find out what your type is. You have all the time in the world to figure out. The question is, would you become bisexual with all that time?
I feel at some point, if you're bored enough, it might happen.
I just feel like if you're an immortal and you're like, I'm sorry, you're living for eons and you're like, but I'm straight though. All right, I'm gonna let that silence sit.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, menace alert for real. Because I'm immortal. Do you know how hard I'm gonna try to get to Rihanna before like she dies?
What you mean by that? What laws are you breaking?
None. Okay. I'm gonna make sure this is clear. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm just gonna pop up as like a background character. Then I'm like, oh, I'm a security guard. Oh, now I'm her manager. Oh, now we're together.
Like in his mind, it's that easy with her being whole married with a child. Like what?
A child is not
being Rihanna.
I wish it was that easy for you, Key.
I think we need to be immortal and logical.
First off, I'll do that. Because if I'm immortal, I can be as logical as all I want. Because my existence is illogical. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
I think the first thing I would do though is if I was actually really immortal, I think I'll check and see if I'm actually immortal. Like, can I die and then wake up years later? Or is it like I die and I wake up the next day?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, because just because you're immortal does not mean you get that healing factor. It's like, oh yeah, I just take that bullet off. You're not Deadpool, just like, we're just gonna brush that off.
Right, like you're immortal, but if you lose a limb, that limb done. So it's like, that would be crazy to me. I feel like if you're immortal, automatically I'm thinking like I'm also invincible. So like, why would I lose my limbs or get sick? So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm already against losing my limb.
Yeah, because I'm like, if you're that flimsy, like technically you're not even immortal at that point.
You're just a super soldier.
In my mind is kind of like Wolverine, how he's basically immortal, I think. But
to a degree.
If you took away the healing factor, I don't think he's going to be a superhero. He's just like, all right, let me.
But then he's still a man with claws. I don't know. I still feel like we have to remember that. Also, he would have to be like slightly immoral to some degree to not have lead poisoning. Like the amount of metal in his body is like insane.
Wasn't the whole thing the metal in his body was killing him in Logan?
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Because it's not a natural part of him. So.
Yeah, I think, but his healing factor was keeping him alive is the reason why I was even able to go through the process, if I remember one of those X-Men movies correctly.
The only it's so weird that Victor couldn't have done it, his brother, or in the X-Men canon, that's his brother, but in the comics, it's not.
I was also thinking, like, do you think you would have a heartbeat? Like,
Yes.
would you need it?
Oh well, you know what? If I have a fast healing factor and I'm immortal, I'll donate kidneys and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I definitely charity-wise, I'm like, yeah, you can have my blood.
That's true. But then if you give your blood out, you're not making more immortal?
I don't think that's gonna. Well, depending on what how you are immortal, I don't think.
Well,
that's
if you're
how
messing with DNA, I don't think that. See, we should have got a scientist. Yeah. I'm sitting here I'm like, dude. I'm about to be real dumb to somebody who actually knows like science, but I'm like, dude, DNA be affecting your blood?
Yeah, I mean, isn't DNA in your blood?
But I feel like it wouldn't be enough to. But
DNA is like a building block within you that affects like your genealogy. I thought it wasn't necessarily like blood related. See?
Yeah, see now.
And this is why I gotta see in chemistry.
I think it's more biology than chemistry. I feel like I could be wrong.
I ain't do very good in that either.
The sciences. See, now you have me thinking because I'm like, if it's blood, I'm like, you will be only like X% immortal, but I'm like, then that blood is going to keep running and be immortal blood. Oh no, I think it would stop because your brains won't be immortal. Like all your other, immortal DNA aspects wouldn't be like your kidneys would still fail, and then you're just screwed.
Honestly, I'm looking at it. I Googled it. Okay, so the first thing it says is researchers have uncovered how genetic mutations hijack the production of blood cells in different periods of life, and how these changes related to the development of age-related diseases, including blood cancer. I've never even heard of blood cancer.
How does that work?
Cancer of the blood sounds horrible.
Well, that kind of reminds me of bone cancer.
That's also true.
Bone cancer makes more sense to me though, because a bone is one solid thing that doesn't really like move like that.
True.
But
that's true. Blood circulates your whole body.
Yeah, blood cancer. I'm like, how does that work? And if you just remove the blood cell particles, would that get rid of the cancer?
I don't think so. I feel like
I don't think so. You need like a blood transfusion, I think.
Yeah, just drain the person of all blood and then you just replace with non. I know someone's gonna get mad at me for speaking this ill. Someone's gonna get mad at me about like, no, stupid. This is not how it works. If it was that simple, you think we'll figure it out? Well, I don't know.
I'm here to tell you that we are not scientists. We're not in the healthcare field.
Do not ask me for nothing because I don't know.
I don't know. I barely put band-aids on people, y'all. I'm just out here toughing it.
Same. I have a friend who kind of not forced me, but has got into my psyche. He's like, yeah, you should go to the hospital more when you like get an injury. I'm like, why? They're just gonna tell me to put ice on it.
Well, you go to urgent care. You gotta go to the whole hospital. Ice doesn't fix everything.
If y'all listen to that, I hope you don't. Do not take advice. Do not do that.
But no, that is usually my go-to reason of why I don't go to the hospital. Is I'm like, I'm fine. Like, whenever I'm gonna go to the hospital, the thing isn't going to be acting up when I'm there. So it's like, well,
this man Julian will get hit by a car. His legs will be fucking backwards, and he's gonna be like, I'm gonna be okay.
No, I'm talking about small things because I've definitely landed on my hand and like I can bend. My thumb bends in a way it's not supposed to bend. What
because of the hand injury?
Oh yeah, like I can like my thumb's not supposed to bend inwards like that. But there's other injuries that I've had just my hands alone that I can't remember. But no, serious injuries where I'm like, yeah, I can't move anything. Yeah, no, I'm going to the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember I tore my tendon and everything, right? Yeah. Oh no, I definitely went to the hospital that day.
Okay. I was like, Julian, how serious are we talking? Because I'm like, do I need to call you and be like, did you bring something? And are you at the hospital?
See, if I break something now, luckily I have my sister that lives close enough to me to where I'm like, I'm not calling an ambulance. We're gonna put me in my car and you're gonna take me to the hospital of some kind.
Think about it though. We're scared to call ambulances, bro.
Because I can't afford it.
That's how expensive it is. The fact that we literally like, do not call an ambulance. Let's just get in my car.
No, because I remember that day I couldn't bend my leg. I was sitting on a curb. I had to get up. Someone asked me if I need help. I'm like, yes. You want me to call the ambulance? No. And so what I had to do, I had to trick myself into getting myself up and then start hopping down a hill. Oh yeah, no. If I felt I was over it would have been over.
The mind is powerful.
Like when my leg was not supposed to bend, I bent my leg, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. If I fall, it's over for me.
Listen, can't be doing that.
Gosh, well, I guess we all learned what you about to. I'm just like urgent care though, like your primary care doctor. There's so many people before the hospital that you don't have to go to all the time. Like you can get a teledoctor now and be like, hey, I landed on this. Did it look funny?
Look, I still don't do that either, but at least get my 6 months. Is it every 6 months or is it every year? I get my checkup. I get my physical and everything and whatnot. So
who's your doctor? I need to get me like a mandatory doctor.
Literally.
But here's a question that that popped up into my head. What do you think is the next step for human evolution per se? Since
you mean like body wise or technology wise?
Body wise, because
I recently learned that the highest evolution is when we evolve into crabs.
I have heard everything goes back into crabs.
Why? Yeah, why? I just recently learned that.
Why?
Because I guess the way their bodies are formed is like of the highest evolution because they're fully covered. But then they can also like walk on the bottom of the sea and on land, and they have eyes.
They have, defense and offense built into one.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a crab. I don't want to be crab legs now. I love them, but I don't want to be them.
Now, listen, I said I could be a crab leg because, we're all delicious. And anyways, not cannibal wise.
Every time I come up here now, I'm just gonna bring a death note. And when somebody starts acting a little crazy, let's go raise the book. Y'all say a name I don't like, book.
Anyways,
you said we're all delicious. Wait, we all delicious? Say that again. See. Well, I was about to say.
Anyways, after I said it, I physically hurt myself, and I was like,
see, you won't need to go to the doctor for that. At most, you need ice.
Yo, please, we are recording at 8, and y'all know how it gets.
What were you saying, body-wise? What do you think? How do you think we're going to go?
Funny enough, so she said crabs. I was like, we have to have gills somehow. Like, I feel like our next step is genuinely to find out what's in the ocean. If it doesn't kill us first. I feel like
breathing underwater.
But I feel like once we find out what's in the ocean, though, then there's gonna be people trying to monopolize water, locations of water. People gonna be like, "Oh, I can own this much land of the coast in Jamaica, so it's not technically Jamaica." So I'm gonna see America already being that way.
Oh, I can. I easily can.
I can see like capitalism is not gonna stop just because we're underwater. But I'm gonna tell you what.
The literal sea levels are rising.
True.
So at some point, we're gonna have to develop gills,
or go into space. Whatever happens first, but. Ironically, the fact that you said water, I just recently read an article about. I'm gonna get all this, like the name and location wrong, but the article exists.
We are not professionals.
But hear me out. Right? It was tribe near, I think, India, who they basically live on the water. Like they live on a boat. So and they've been doing it for 1,000 years or something, to where scientists are like seeing a change in their
I know what you're talking about.
See, like I said, I'm not crazy. I'm just getting all the information. Like I can only give you so much information.
Well, that's something.
What's different in their genetics though from us?
Like because they're like deep sea, like since they live basically on the ocean. The article was saying I didn't read all of it because it was like I was reading it while I was working, so I'm like I can't just read this. But they said their spleens were bigger, like I think it was like 40% bigger than the average human. They purposely rupture their eardrums so they can stay underwater longer, and so they don't have to deal with the pressure doesn't affect them as much. What else? I know this might not do anything, but I know they use like makeshift sunscreen from spices, seaweed, and some other stuff that they have.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah, those are just the two things off the. And I think that they also said their lung capacity is like 20% larger too. Like they, like how most people can stay underwater for, let's just say 5 minutes, right? They're like, yeah, no, they stay underwater for like 3 hours. That's like,
oh, that's why your eardrum is real. Oh my gosh, y'all! I have recently. This ain't got nothing to do with the topic. I have recently gotten really into like the earwax cleaning videos, and because now I know what an eardrum looks like. Like the thought of it rupturing freaks me out because it's so thin. It can rupture pretty easily. So I'm wondering like how they're like, is their hearing bad?
Oh yeah, no,
water.
Yeah, no. They said that because they purposely do it at a young age just so they can stay underwater because their whole life and culture revolves being in the water.
They sound like the people from Black Panther.
The
Atlanteans.
Like,
oh, you're talking about the other. Yeah.
It reminds me of how, what was it? I forgot her name, but she plays as Namora. She actually like literally breathed underwater longer than the dude who played Namor. You know, we're not going to get too much into Marvel because then we're just going to go sidetrack.
Well, that's a conversation for a different day. I think gills. I definitely see gills in human evolution, that's it, because we don't have the ability to fly. Like, there's nothing in our system that says, you should be able to fly. Defies the laws of physics.
I just don't think there's any reason we would need to. Like, I don't know. I couldn't think of any reason currently, at least top of the brain, that we would need to evolve to fly. I think we're going to need to evolve to be able to swim longer and, be able to process more seawater. Which is that probably why their spleens are bigger? Because of the seawater? I would imagine that.
They said the spleen is bigger is because the spleen gives you clean oxygen or clean blood or something, which helps you stay underwater. So because it's bigger and it does, that's the function of like, if you have clean blood in your system, you can stay underwater longer.
I would wonder if their eyes are different too. Because like, when you're underwater, like in the ocean, and you be like trying to open your eyes, and it's like the sand. So I'm wondering like if their eyes or like in their eyesight might be a little wonky.
Look, I don't know, but I know my brother, last time we were at the beach, he says like, I just purposely just keep my eyes open at the beach. I'm like, you're insane. Because
he's trying to evolve. He's trying to see, we have to do these crazy things to evolve.
No, see, but I do know something.
You don't gotta do that. You don't have to do that.
You do.
No.
But something else that I read. Look, believe it or not, I be doing a lot of reading. Some people might not believe it, but I do be doing a lot of reading.
Don't think you.
The white people, they don't think you think about
that. I just feel like it's assumed. You want to know that I speak roughly 3 other languages, or that I read a lot, or a whole bunch of other things. But anyway, I also read that the animal
just flexed on us. I read and do 3 languages. Anyways.
Hey, I'm Julian. I read books.
But the animals near Chernobyl, they are also rapidly mutating too. Well, not rapidly, but like the wolves and everything, they're becoming more cancer resistant.
Which I'm pretty sure the dogs first, right? The dogs.
Yeah.
The fish are the biggest one. I don't know if you guys ever seen a show called River Monsters with Jeremy Renner. Okay, so
I've heard of it too.
He actually went to Chernobyl like a little. They had to put on like a radiation meter and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he fished out a giant like black eel, like salamander type creature. He was like, "This is not really a catfish or something. It's some type of fish." But what I mean, it was a big black hulking monster. Like,
oh wow,
yes. It was because of the radiation, I'm pretty sure. So,
no, that the whole
radiation be causing Godzilla. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. You know what it is? Godzilla real. Have you not seen them iguanas?
And you're right.
Got me living like
and you're right.
On the Galapagos?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, those are just dragons. Those are dragons.
They're the same. They're cousins. It's distant.
You know everything, cousin.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's proven fact that like lizards and bats are related. Did y'all know that?
You being for real?
No, I'm not.
Everyone be asking him that. I know somebody was listening and they were like, why would she ask him that? It's probably true. It's not.
No, look, I preface this right now. You have to do your own research.
But do your own.
There are 3 individuals. We speak for no one.
I am not certified. I'm sorry. I'm not like Julian. I don't read books.
I feel like we got off the topic so much.
I don't know.
But it's it's all science related some way, somehow.
We should have had Bill Nye on here. Bill Nye would have gathered us up.
Oh God. Because
I sure, I listened to those videos, but did I retain anything? I don't know. I just thought science was cool. That's what he told me.
Well, science shows that I learned from the Magic School Bus, guaranteed. And
girl, that's a booty hole.
I don't even know what you said, but the fact that I'm here seeing the voices of Winnie cannot be good.
Because I'm pretty sure Tyler thought the same thing.
Oh man! Oh, any other science things you want to talk about? Roughly soonly. And now I know it's 8:00. Wow, we got.
Yeah, I was going to say,
10 minutes past 8 it's already over for me.
it's about that time.
Actually, Keith did mention this, and I definitely think technology is slowing down the human evolution or preventing it. Or yeah.
I was about to say something before you said that. You said, "What's the word I'm looking for?" I don't know, Mrs. Bookman, the 3 languages. I don't got it for you.
After we get some more podcast episodes like under our belt, I really got to start tallying up how many guests had miss alert.
I'm trying to hold
we're gonna be like, "Hey, you came back as a guest because we found out that you are a top menace."
I'm trying to keep my record.
But yeah, no, I definitely do think technology is preventing us from whatever evolution was supposed to be. Because I do know, what is it, Elon Musk? There's a person out there who has a chip in their brain or something to control technology that way for politics or everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting no brain chip. Do you know how many movies there are about chips in your brain and not doing that?
There's literally a whole video game about a chip in someone's brain, Cyberpunk 2027, and it goes wrong. That's the entire plot. Yeah, no,
I'm already thinking that. I was like, yeah, no. What if this man gets like a virus or something? Like, it's over. AI wins. We gave him the vessel. Patient 0 right there.
I would agree and disagree with that because I think technology does stunt some of our growth, but I think it's in practical ways. Like, you don't really need a vacuum cleaner that can vacuum itself. That's why we made one with a handle. I think technology being made in useless ways is kind of dumb, but it being used to innovate for fun is smart. And I think through fun, we can find ways to evolve. I'm gonna say it again. I won't fly in cars, but I can't trust some of y'all because y'all bad drivers on the road. And I can't afford to be chilling in my house. And next thing you know, I have a flying semi truck in my. I can't afford that. I can't afford as much as I won't fly in cars. I cannot trust some of y'all to drive.
Yeah,
no. No, I kind of agree. I was actually thinking the same thing because I was thinking about it in terms of farming. Like we've come so far to help people be able to farm more efficiently with our technology, but then yet we also develop GMOs and all the other stuff that's basically killing the body. So it's like that was a step too far, but a step closer would have just been being able to farm more effectively, so you don't have to like you could enjoy life more instead of building things and creating all of these things to basically be able to make our lives more well-rounded and enjoyable. Now it's when it starts getting like almost like greedy, like mass produced and kind of over the top. It's kind of like, okay, maybe we've already developed enough in this scenario. Maybe we need to go on to something else.
Yeah, like
or like maybe we just need to stop here and just kind of like, I don't know, find a different thing.
I'm still trying to figure out how we have all these old boats, yachts, all this plastic in the ocean, and I've not found a way to reuse all that plastic and build some type of housing. Like, is that not a thing? Using all the plastic from the ocean that's been recycled, turn it into some type of building material and make houses out of them. Affordable houses, please.
Right.
True. Very, very true.
Like these are the kind of things that we should be innovating. And now we're focused, like all the good innovators are focused more on like being the next Steve Jobs.
Oh my God.
Being the next Jeff Bezos. And it's like they have done things that are cool and innovative, but it's kind of like, I don't know, did it have a lasting impact that made our lives overall better or overall worse? And then it's funny, here's me about to be a dork. So because also with Amazon and like mass production, now we have this increasing concern about air pollution when it comes to e-commerce, because it's like, yeah, people don't have to drive on the road, but now you have like planes moving constantly, like all the FedEx trucks and the Amazon trucks and everything else like constantly moving because people are like getting things delivered the same day, which is nice.
But it's terrible.
That's gas.
That 2-day shipping is killing the planet.
The time that you spent ordering that online has probably like added so much more pollution than you just going down to the corner store and getting it. And mind you, I'm not even trying to shoot nobody in the foot or nothing and be like, hey, you suck for doing that, because listen, I just ordered something from Amazon the other day myself. But like, it's just certain stuff that we gotta like think about, you know. It's making our lives easier, but like it's doing nothing good for the planet. And I'm like, at least the acknowledgement of it. And then also forget what y'all heard, most of the stuff that is supposed to help the planet heal anyway, big businesses would need to do. Like I honestly, I think I read something or I was watching something. I can't remember. It had a .org. But
official.
They were talking about how like the average person recycling is gonna make such a small difference compared to like big companies actually
or countries
like signing on. Yeah, in countries actually signing on to be like, hey, we're going to dedicate like this amount of production to being like recyclable, clean. And it's like, if we could just do that, we could have been reversed all of this crazy climate change stuff going on. But it's like, no, I'd rather make $1.
I was like, oh yeah, we have until 2050. Let's wait until 2049. I'm like, you're stupid. But
it's like, okay.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is with technology, is basically that point is I feel like it's hindering. I feel like it's gonna make us more like Wall-E characters, like we're in chairs and everything, because technology has made everything to a degree too convenient. Like I feel like that's what forces evolution, is when you have to do something different to get somewhere. And it's like, oh, I can survive this. My offspring is able to do that. But now with technology, it's like, well, I can sit in the chair and have everything around me move with a push of a button, to where you won't even need to move anything until you like have to.
I almost feel like technology is getting so commercialized that it's regressing. Like now we have all of the streaming services adding ads, and everybody's like, I'm going back to cable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things happening where people are commodifying things so much that it's almost pushing a lot of people to be like, do I need this? Like, do I need this much technology in my life? Do I need to disconnect and actually start doing things to connect with people outside of this stuff? Because that's how I've been feeling personally, at least. I'm like, it's only brought me into a bigger mindset of like, if I don't have community around me, like, all I'm going to see is just advertisements and money and all this other stuff. And nothing real. Just everything insane. Like, even being on Instagram, sometimes it's like so annoying because someone's always advertising something. And like at one point, I think Twitter and Instagram was basically a bunch of ads. I was like, it's almost unbearable. So I'm like, y'all are honestly doing so much that it's kind of forcing people to be like, do I even want to look at this anymore? Like, my brain is starting to freaking soup. So I think, and then also a lot of people have talked about how the internet is still technically a new concept. Like, when they first had TV, they were like, oh, everybody's going to be so overwhelmed by the TV that they're never going to go outside and this, that, and the third. People still go outside. Like, people still go outside every day, all the time. And so even if it evolves into like this new thing, I think inherently us as just like people, you're going to end up vitamin D deficient. You're going to have to see the sun. I'm serious. Like, we're laughing, but I'm for real. You're going to have to, your knees going to hurt. Then what?
No, stop. I already have bad knees.
Exactly. What you need to do? Stretch. I believe, though, that humanity at some point is going to be like, I'm tired of this. Or at least enough people that someone will be breathing that fresh air.
Yeah, my only thought to that is you guys know me. There are days where I just walk out without my phone, and it's like, all right, I'll manage. If someone needs me, I'll find a way to get there. My phone will be at 2%. I'm like, well, all right.
This man Julian is like, it won't meant to be.
No, because sometimes I used to be more like that. Since moving away further from my family, I'm less like. I also think it depends on how close you are to community, because I think that's a really big thing. Like, when I was further away in Illinois in graduate school, it was like I was constantly like on my phone, like on the game and stuff. But that's because I was just super far away from everybody. It was COVID, so half the stuff that you could even do was like shut down. So I'm like, how else am I going to communicate with anybody else besides these four walls? Plus, once Illinois weather starts popping off, winter, you're not going outside. What is there outside? Snow, cold. The car is covered in snow. You're going to have to dig it out to get anywhere. I'm like, there are certain circumstances that put people in situations. It could maybe they'll have high points of like technology exposure as opposed to like low points. And I think that's also valid too. But as long as you can like within yourself understand and be like, hey, listen, I've had too much. I need to do something else. I got to supplement this with something, like get more hobbies, coloring books. Me, always an advocate of coloring books.
I can't tell you my hobbies because my sister already thinks I'm a spy. But did you make that one?
No.
What was that?
I didn't say it.
Jeez.
You thought I've been making I made so many alerts that I know Julian hasn't seen yet. I've just been waiting to pull them out. I've yet again received too much power to be silly, and I choose to use it.
You see that, y'all? Give a black woman power. She don't know that.
Look, I wanted Tyler to have as much power as possible. I knew what Tyler can bring. Like like last time, do you have anything you want to share? Anything at all?
No, I'll just say What is that? I had an old quote in my head. Shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't read, so I don't know the quotes. I don't read.
I was literally about to say that too. I was like, dang, Julian with all the reading.
I'll leave you with something. I'll make it right here on the spot.
All right.
Life is a gamble. Might as well take a chance and risk it all. And if you can't risk it all, risk a little bit.
I like
That's
that.
all I got.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
And if you're broke, go in the house and eat some ramen noodles.
I'm doing the thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, the thing is, right? The thing for today is for everyone who wants to participate or just join in with us goofing off and everything. One way you can do it is Patreon. Actually, I'm not telling you to give us money, but that just we do polls that they're completely free.
I'm telling you, give us money, goddamn it.
Look, I have to get into that, but I'm just saying. Also, there's a Discord to where you can, join us, but I think that that's the only thing. All right, now give us money because but you can support us at Patreon at Not Enough Questions Pod. It's $2, $5, nothing to really break your pocket. People on the YouTube, if you like what you hear, there's definitely more episodes. The website for more episodes will be in the description. The social medias, is NEQ Pod, both Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. And then since it's, my thing, this is actually a quote that I made myself not too long ago. It's a hybrid of, you guys already know this one, but I extended it. Say what you mean can get misinterpreted. Mean what you say can get manipulated by emotion. But be what you mean, and your message will never get lost.
God damn it, that boy cooking. It's them 3 books. In the 3 languages, excuse me.
That's it for us. So, as always, ask yourself, ask others, never stop asking questions. See you.
Bye.
If you enjoyed the episode, there are a couple of different ways to support our show. Leaving a review, following us on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, or even becoming a supporter on Patreon for $2 or $5 a month. There, you'll have access to never-before-released visual episodes, funny bloopers, polls, and you can even pose a question. The links can be found in the description. The easiest way to support us is by telling a friend. Thanks for listening.